Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Straight white male here, the guy that should not be talking to you, should not be giving you a point of view on anything but everything. However, I've changed my mind. I've decided to go the opposite way. I've decided to not listen to what the mass media tell me, or politicians, especially prime ministers. I'm giving you my point of view with some logic just thrown in, just a little bit, just a little tiny bit of logic just thrown in there, just to give you a better way of thinking. Am I trying to brainwash you? Of course I'm not. I'm trying to make you understand exactly the way that I think, and I'm sure that most of the population actually think. In Britain today, just by talking about the word, I don't know if I should say it, YouTube, am I allowed to say it, immigration, I'd be called a racist, the bigots, and everything under the banner of nasty. Especially that I'm the straight white male makes it even worse, because I shouldn't really be having a point of view in reference to it, because other than that, I should be, a white supremacist. Well, that's what I've been told in a way. But let's be logical here. At the present moment, and for the last, few years, we've had people come in on the canal, in the sea, in boats, in little tiny dinghies, pretending that somehow they're refugees when they're not. How can you be a refugee if you're coming from a safe country? It's just, logical stuff. Those little things that I just told you at the start of the video, that logical bit, that's the logical bit. Now, the people that want to protect somehow these I've got to be careful here because I'm on YouTube. These people that have decided to go into dinghies to travel the sea, the problem with all this is that not only is it really dangerous for them, and people have died in these dinghies, of course, but it's also giving money to these gangsters out there that are charging 5, 10, 15, 20,000 for each one of these people to be slung on a large dinghy, but also slung together. So kids or wives or women, men, whatever it is, will die in the sea. However, the Liberals love the fact that these people are coming over and don't really give a toss about that side of the business. They just want to be able to let these people come over, give them whatever they want, whether it be a hotel, whether it be loads of money in the bank, whether it be just for them to be able to just stroll in and not really give a toss about the rest of the country. I find it very strange that these same people, that keep complaining about not enough police, or the NHS hasn't got enough money, or the doctors are not giving you appointments, etc., etc., that there's not enough housing in the country. Why could that be? There's got to be a reason for that. Because as far as I'm aware, we've given more money to the police, we've given more money to the NHS, more money that you could even dream of. We've given more money to doctors, we've given more money to nurses. We've done all that over the years. But there seems to be a problem here. There seems to be a problem where everything is falling apart. It's taking about a month for me to get a doctor's appointment, for instance. I've got an appointment in reference to my heart, and that's going to be in October of this year, if I'm lucky. So the question is, why are we having so many issues in Britain today? Has it got anything to do with being racist or xenophobic? I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, I know that I'm a straight white male. I'll give you that. I'm a straight white male and I really should not have an opinion. But I'm going to go with logic. If you invite somewhere near 300,000 or 400,000 people a year to go into your country, how can I say this? You don't have the infrastructure for it. You don't have the money for it. So the schools you're not going to be able to send your kids to the local schools. You're not going to be able to have the operations where you need it. You're not going to be able to see your doctors. See the logic here? The small logic that I've got, this small brain of mine, this logic that I've got. The fact is that if you have too many people coming into your country, yes, it's going to put a strain on the infrastructure of the country, including your police, your NHS, your doctors, your nurses, everything that a typical Liberal will complain about. But not only that, the fact is that people can come in on these dinghies. People can come in on these dinghies and throw their passports over. And so when they actually come to our country, we don't know where they've come from. We don't know who they are. We don't know if they're murderers, rapists, etc. We don't know if they're lovely people or maybe people we don't really want to come in and may be a threat to ourselves, your family, your daughter, your mother, your sister, your brother, your cousin? Have you ever thought of this little tiny logic that you may have that little bit of logic in reference to having open borders? There's nothing wrong with immigration. My parents actually come originally from Spain over to the UK in the 60s. I was born here. I class myself as Spanish and not really English or British because my blood and everything else would class myself as Spanish. However, I am a very, very lucky person to be able to be here. But my parents done it the right way. They come through the right channels, done the right paperwork, and of course now have children in this beautiful country. Britain has always been a very welcoming country, has always been a country which looks after its own. Until quite recently, being critical of the government is a bad thing. Being critical of the media is a bad thing. Just thinking out of the box is a bad thing.